We visited Fort McHenry Monument in Baltimore, Maryland during the summer of 2016. If you would like to get notices when I post again, be sure to subscribe right here. Just click on that button. This is the 42 acres that the monument takes up. This is where the visitor center is, and then you walk out to the fort itself. This was built in 1800. During the War of 1812, there was a battle fought here from September the 13th through 14th, 1814, by the British trying to take Baltimore. It became a national monument on March 3rd, 1925. Fort McHenry is one of those turning points in the War of 1812. 2 weeks earlier, the British had sacked and burned Washington, D.C. to the ground. Now on September the 11th, they sail into the bay to do the same to Baltimore. The next day, they land troops in order to attack from the east. But at the Battle of North Point, their commander is shot by a sniper, and this will prove very telling. The next day at dawn, about 6 o'clock in the morning, the bombardment of the fort starts. This is a star-shaped fort and state-of-the-art for its time, but it is going to be attacked by the strength of the British Navy. Almost all of their bombardment ships are here, and they will be firing 200-pound shells into the fort, thousands of them. They sit just outside the range of the fortress's cannons, but are able to pound it mercilessly. But the Americans do fire back. While the Navy is pounding the fort, the land troops are moving towards Baltimore and run into the Americans at Hampton Hills. The inexperienced replacement commander refuses to attack because of the strong defense. The British hatch a diversionary plot and move barges toward Fort McHenry, and the fort attacks them with their cannons and destroys many of the barges, killing or wounding hundreds, and they have to return. And the inexperienced commander then retreats back to the British forces. 8 miles away at the mouth of the bay, Francis Scott Key, a lawyer, has been trying to have a friend of his released, and so he has been watching this pounding of the fort and pacing the deck all night, wondering if they would survive. The guns go silent at 7:30, and he's afraid the fort has fallen, but he can't see what flag flies through the dense smoke. In the meantime, Major Armistead, who commands the fort, is raising his new flag, 15 stripes and 15 stars, 32 feet by 40 feet, the largest flag in the United States at that time. The bombardment has lasted for 25 hours, and in the fort, 4 people have been killed and 24 wounded. As the smoke and morning mist start to clear, Francis Scott Key notices the huge American flag and sits down and writes the first stanza of a 4-stanza poem, The Defense of Fort McHenry. It's passed out in handbills around and eventually set to music, Anacreon in Heaven, a drinking song of the time period. It'll eventually be changed the name to the Star Spangled Banner, and it will be adopted by the Congress as our national anthem in 1931. The original flag is in the Smithsonian Museum of American History, and we saw it a few days ago. Now let's listen to the entire 4 stanzas of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? On the shore dimly seen through the mists of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes, what is that which the breeze o'er the towering steep, as it fitfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now it catches the gleam of the morning's first beam, in full glory reflected, now shines on the stream. 'Tis the Star-Spangled Banner, oh, long may it wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And where is that band who so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight, nor the gloom of the grave. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, thus be it ever, when free men shall stand between their loved homes and the war's desolation, blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause it is just, and this be our motto: in God is our trust. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
During the Civil War, the commander was told to keep Baltimore inside the Union, so he informed some ladies that were visiting, "This is the first cannon that will be fired if Baltimore tries to leave the Union, and of course it's pointed at Baltimore. And now it's time for the firing of the 18-pound naval gun.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to Fort McHenry. And this is the Fort McHenry Guard, made up of volunteers who donate their time here every weekend to fire the cannons and motorboats as they come up the river. Now we're using about 2 pounds of black powder and about 2.5 pounds of poly-packed T-moss and aluminum foil. That's for the safety. At your pleasure, Mr. Pash. March peace. They're searching the piece. Make sure there aren't any remnants of powder bags left in. Sponge piece. Sponging the piece, cooling down the barrel, getting rid of any sparks that may be left over. He's got his thumb over the vent over to create that suction. Handle rammer. The rammer's brought up. The charge is in this carrying charge box. Take out the charge, make sure he puts in the right end. He saves well, that tells the rammer that the cartridge has been seated in the breech of the piece. Pick up hand spikes. The hand spikes are used to maneuver the gun. Forward, backward, or to the side. Handle hand spikes. New battery! Just one heave at a time. Now in a ship of war, multiply this maneuver 40 times for 40 guns. Breaking a hole in the powder bag, exposing the gunpowder. Now next, take a priming fuse, a very fine powder, and pour it down the vent hole. That's going to be the fuse that will set the piece off. When I put my hand down, within seconds this gun will go off. It will be very loud. Any smoke is going to be drifting back through that section. That's your pleasure, Mr. Pash.
This is the only place in the country where a 15-stripe, 15-star flag flies on a regular basis. Also, any new flags for the United States must fly here first. For instance, when Alaska and Hawaii joined and they added stars to the flag, that flag flew here before it flew anywhere else in the nation. They erected a statue called Orpheus here to remember the Star Spangled Banner being written here. And they also erected a statue in remembrance of Major Armistead, who commanded the garrison those days. This ends this video.